Okay, so now I'm bored. Yeah, literally bored. And I know the time right now. It's 8:44, going 8:45, and see 8:45, 15 minutes before 9 o'clock. I know it's already late. I should go to sleep. I should go stargazing my own, taking pictures of the stars. And not of that's not all. I should take a picture of a fucking comet before I'll be gone in the next 8,000 years. Anyways, my apologies. So now this video I'm gonna do model importing guide on Blender. Now short summary or basically probably long summary. So I know a bit of Blender because of one person, and that one person name is okay, Jules, also known as Y Julian. I don't know how to pronounce that in Spanish, but long story short, he's using Blender, even though he already had 3ds Max, but he's not used 3ds Max, so he used Blender for model importing. Even though me and others already said do 3ds Max because it's way simpler, but like by simpler I mean easy to rig, unlike Blender where you have to paint the body red or blue or whatever. I really don't like Blender honestly because of not it's because of the bad rigging, and at the same time bad exporting because its FBX support is actually buggy, so it's not really that great. So this is actually me practicing Blender just like the other videos I did months ago. So now without further ado, quick summary about this. So this tutorial will be guiding you through the steps to learning how to import your own models in Smash Ultimate. Now, you may be wondering why are you doing this in Ultimate if you're gonna help the guy who made Smash 3DS mods? Because if you know how to use Blender and do model importing in Ultimate, then you know how to do model importing on anything. Because when you're doing model importing, it's not just the requirement of loading the model into the game. It's actually how you know how to rig, how you adjust the textures, doing UV editing, and so on and so forth. Now there are problems uh, that bothers me if when it comes to Smash Ultimate modding and model importing on Blender, and that is multi UV. 3ds Max, I already knew how to do it because I asked RoboBits how to do multi UV on 3ds Max so that I could have animated eyes instead of glowing yellow eyes. So thank you. But anyways, so some notes before starting. So this tutorial assumes you have an exploitable Switch and are capable of modding the game and know how to install mods. Now that's correct, but it's for not for this video because I will be using Yuzu emulator, not the actual Nintendo Switch. I have the Switch on my side, but I'm too tired of plugging it and open the Switch, uh, access Fusey Jilly, and the Tegra RCM, something like that. Yeah, I have auto RCM. I don't care, but I'm so tired. Okay, I don't want to turn it on and off and then do it for like 30 seconds. Sorry, my apologies. Now this tutorial assumes you have experience interacting with Blender and other basics. Technically correct, but half correct basically because I know a little bit of Blender, but I suck at Blender. Specifically the rigging part. If not, there are plenty of guides out there to assist you with learning Blender. If you're more used to using 3ds Max, there is a separate guide for that, which that's what I used before, and that actually helped. Please do not release unfinished work as a full mod, and also do not submit a work in progress for mods you have not started. If you require help with your mods, the recommended option is to ask in the Discord server, which is in the front page of the Ultimate section. But making a help thread is another option. I'm not gonna talk about the Ultimate Modding Hub Discord server. And also some disclaimers. Please avoid using brawl models as they are lower poly and lower detailed than models from Ultimate. Finding a better model or sculpting your own contributes to the quality of your work. Now, basically mine is a 3DS model, importing stuff from the 3DS, and even to make things matters worse. It's also I'm also doing like memes and stuff. Also Smash 64 models. However, Smash 64 it's quite understandable, honestly, because it's really nostalgic. It's really melee models also counts, even though they're lower poly models, but it's better. I mean, if you want expressions, if like my suggestion, if you're gonna make a melee model, but you want to have expressions, just use the OG melee models, or maybe Smash 2's enhanced melee models. They have way better facial. They have, you know, you have big space to insert facial expressions, because if you're gonna use a higher poly model and then try to make a facial expression, then you'll hit the compression limit, which is a big oof. So maybe if you're gonna make a melee model, I suggest you could use the original ones, or Smash Smash 2's model, which basically use the original ones but enhance it a little bit to make it feel like melee. Also remind me I should actually port the Bone Brothers. I mean specifically Bone Luigi, because this is actually an original model that I actually made uh, for this for this mod alone. So yeah, I mean pretty much 64 models are exempted because of nostalgia stuff. So all right, you know what? Enough. Now we're gonna start setting up. So the most crucial thing you need is Blender. Blender is a free open source and lightweight in design. It can run on less powerful computers compared to Macs and boasts a large variety of plugins and community support. Community support? Are you sure about that? Because I cannot get lazy tools because you have to pay to get those. That's stupid. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Lazy Weight Tool is basically Autodesk 3ds Max weight tool, but on Blender. The worst part of it is that it's pay to get. How is this community support when you actually have to pay to get these plugins? I mean, aren't plugins supposed to be like free and stuff? Why are they pay to get? Oh my god. Anyways, enough arguing, enough blabbering. So you can get the latest version that supports the import plugin here, which is Blender 2.79, which I already have that. No need to download it. Also, oh yeah, I forgot to mention the requirements. You need Blender 2.8, but you also need 2.79. Blender Source Tool to get the SMD support, and then Studio SB and Switch Toolbox. And then moving on here, pick the file that supports your system, such as 32-bit, 64-bit, whatever. Doesn't matter. Let's skip this part. For finding a model to use, you can use one of the model's resource. Another side, a clean boo. They're not clean rips. I mean, sure, they're actually clean rips, but at the same time, sometimes these models actually have broken normals, and then they haven't been updated ever since. Even though some people already rip their own models and use it for their mods or whatever in DeviantArt, maybe. Oh yeah, also DeviantArt is another option to get models, but the problem for DeviantArt is that you need to sign in to download the models, which fuck you DeviantArt. Anyways, so custom creation on your own. So yeah, it could be a model that is already ripped from a video game, or a custom model that you create. So I would heavily advise you to not use poor quality random models if you are trying to aim for a good quality mod. It is heavily recommended to retexture models you find online if they are not adequate in details and clean models to preserve their quality. However, tweaking and editing existing models or making your own is the best solution as you have more freedom to work with and make normal maps, PBR maps, and more. Now, I am not good at normal map making and I'm really terrible at PBR map making, but I did practice, okay? So that's fine. But normal map, I still have no way to figure out how to make the metallic texture thing, whatever. So once you have the model launch Blender, once it does fully open, go to file import, your model file type, find the model, import it, and see if the model is in a format that is not supported by Blender. Search it for a plugin to import and use a program an Oasis and to convert. Basically, what he meant in this part is that if the model you download in models resource is actually a different type of file model file type, which doesn't actually exist on Blender, you could convert that using Oasis. So, and sometimes OBJ files, or also known as static boneless models, um, often don't actually show up when you import them on Blender. So to fix that, you just have to convert that to FBX or DAE on Noesis. That's how I did when that's how I did when I encountered that kind of issue. So for example, so I'm gonna skip the entire thing. Or maybe not. So for example, I'll be using a generic human character as a test rig. If you have blue or greenish hues with detailed patterns all over them, they're likely to be normal maps or different types of PBR map, which can be imported later on to give your character more details. If you don't have these, there are tools to create them and guides online, either from your texture or from baking the model in a 3D software suite such as Blender. Now to the right of Blender in the default interface, you should see the scene explorer if you can find it anywhere, or if you can set up your own interface, reconfigure your UI layout. So now we're gonna start doing it in Blender. And if you think this is actually boring for 12 minutes, then you're gonna see another 12 minutes of boredom because I'm actually tired, really sleepy, and then we're gonna start importing some shit. Um, let's see an example. Mods. Oh wait a minute. I think what Hefty is doing is that he started out importing the supposed imported model that she like to replace first. So if that's the case, then sure. I have Mega Man I have Rockman X Dive models, so I'll try my best to put um, Zero over Marth as an example. Sure, I know you should you should go over Roy, but I already have Marth's model, so mind me, okay? So where is it? Okay, so when you import, don't forget to scale. There's always the scale. Oh yeah, I forgot. These are actually low. And second, you should delete collection because this is annoying. It's unnecessary. So we should go back here. Instead of 100, let's go with 1000. Bam. Alright, this looks fine. I guess. Maybe. So now we're gonna start reconfigure the bones and stuff. And also, I don't really like Blender how they actually create armature bones. Like, really, there's no. Is there a way to disable this? Probably because I don't really want anything with armature. Now, let's see. Oh yeah, I should move the thighs a bit. So we're gonna do some little shit, okay? We're gonna do some shit, okay? Also, yeah, maybe I should be in post mode, right? Right. Left thigh, left calf. Here we are, thigh, and then rotation. Now this is a problem when it comes to Blender because you have to right here. You have to actually have the exact or absolute unit or number. Like if you want to make the feet straight, because normally all character models in Smash have their feet straight, so you cannot have them, in a pose or something. So what I'm trying to do now is what I'm trying to do now is rotate this bone so that I could have like an absolute unit. So we go with this 0, 0, and then 0, and this does nothing when I do it. And ouch, that hurts. All right, I think this is fine. Next to that is here feet. Set this to 0, 0, 0, and then there we go. So done with the left. Now we're gonna do with the right. 0, 0, 0, absolute 0, and then negative 1. Oh wait, no, positive 1, and then 0, 0, 0. Oof. All right, it seems fine. Probably. Now, honestly, this looks fine. It doesn't matter. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is actually unrig this. No, we have to follow the guide, anyways. So if you see bones or anything other than the mesh your character models in the current scene, remove them now. This is so we can import the Smash Ultimate skeleton of your fighter you are importing over without conflicts. Alternatively, if you need to edit your properties, you could use this existing skeleton to reproportion the model to more closely fit the character's model. So basically, what he said is that if you want to repurpose or position the model to fit the character you want to import, just keep the bones, and you can just remove them later on. So if you want to remove them, you can just click on this. I think this one. Oh wait, I'm still in post mode. What? No, I should go back to object mode. Close armature. Select this one. Go here, and if you wanna keep rigging. Oh wait. If you wanna, let's see. Mm, Alright, so apparently I wasted all my time just to find out which bone. So apparently this one, the modifier properties. If you want, so if you're okay with this position, you could just click apply so that there won't be any bones to rig anymore. So let's see if let's say if we want to move the armature bone, um, if we want to move the bone right here, you can see that this part of the model is stop moving because there's no bones for it to to rig. So this is fine. So now we're going back to object mode, or probably not. Don't just keep, because we're still gonna use this. Oh wait, we're still gonna use this for when we're going to import something. So so right now the next thing we're gonna do, uh, why am I still in post mode? No. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start importing our character. So of course they say that you should face, like, rotate it 0 degrees to face it on the grid, so something like that. So next thing is there are changes in the rotation in intervals of 90 to properly lie center your model in or on depending on character degree. Now that we have our model set up, we need to extract and import our character from Smash into the scene. Character models are located in the directory of CrossArt, which is fighters, fighter name, which is basically any fighter, and then model body, and then the costumes. So I'm not gonna explain that. To import that, you will need to do a download. Uh, you will need to do is download Studio SB if you haven't already and launch it. So this is what the interface. Basically, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna explain everything. I'm gonna show it to you right now. So ignore why the folder name is called Newer Studio SB. Ignore it. So now we're gonna open the folder. Open scene. We're gonna locate character. So in CrossArc, okay, fighter, Marth, model body C00, and then model NumDLB. And then here we have an anime swordman. What a what a pleasant surprise. Also, I don't know why you have to open this folder. It doesn't actually do anything. It's not necessary. So all you have to do is just click export and scene to files. And then for me, I'll just have export this as anime dot dae. Is that what he said? Oh wait, no, he said export. So it should be, so go to file, export scene to files, name your file accordingly, and make sure it ends with the SMD format. Something like default Luigi SMD will do. You can also use DAE if you want to replace the character's eyes, but it may cause issues. Keep in mind you can keep certain parts of the model in the scene afterwards. You don't have to totally replace everything. So basically he's using Blender. So if that's the case, then I'll just use Blender instead. Anime.smd. Here we are. Oh my god. Anime. So here's our anime.smd. We're gonna start importing it. But before that, we're going to press F3, SMD, and then the import scene right here. I'm gonna start import our character. So anime.smd. This is gonna take a while since there are like many bones or some shit. Alright, and oh boy, so I overestimate the stuff, and apparently I made a big mistake. So we just have to scale this shit up. This is what we're going to do. All right. Fuck you, Mega Rockman X Dive. I already scaled you 10. No. Why is Marth? Oh wait. Wait a second. I'm so stupid. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm really that stupid. No. I already worked this video up. It's been like what, 30 minutes?